We have plenty of card draw in the deck. Alright, we're getting crazy. We're getting PG-13 chat. We're removing a land. Alright. Okay, there we go. We're here with Elspeth Stormslayer. 5 mana, 5 loyalty. It has the old double your tokens static ability on it, which is pretty neat. I don't know, I keep mousing off of it. Its plus is you make a token, and then you make another one, because you double it. Its 0 is everything gets a counter and flying, and then its -3 is blowing up a creature of mana value 3 or greater. So, you do sort of have a baby version of Sun whatever Cavalier, or the white Craterhoof Behemoth kind of thing. You could just be like, haha, out of nowhere. Well, it's not out of nowhere, the opponent can see it. But just suddenly all my creatures are flying and slightly larger. And maybe you can just one-shot people in a gummed up board state. You go wide, you don't even care about this, and then boom. It still makes sense to cast it before you get to that point. It helps you get to that point. It's weird that the 0 is what it is. It's just kind of an interesting 0 there. I feel as though in the days of old that would be kind of like a -4, and now it's just a flat 0. It is a 5 mana planeswalker though, so I guess it makes sense. And you also need a board state for it to actually ever do anything. So initially, when I started building this, it had a lot of non-token creatures in it. Still kind of does. A lot of the token things in the game, especially in mono white, aren't particularly exciting, right? So playing creatures and drawing cards with the enchantments that draw when you play creatures and whatnot is a tried and true strategy. I would not advise, I think I was talking about this earlier, or we played against someone who was doing it. I would not advise, like, control, so you just have sweepers for days and removal spells, and then, like, this is your only thing that makes creatures. There's a lot of other mono-white commanders that are doing that better. Even the 6 mana Elspeth, I think, does it better, because it has a -4 that sweeps the board, or even the Eternal Wanderer, or whatever. So I don't think I like that with this one, but I can't say it's impossible, you know? It is, I'm not above trying that. But this is what we're going to do to start. So token generation and whatnot. I still believe that the 6 mana O'Hare that triples your token generators, triples your tokens, is still a trap. It's a 6 mana card. It's completely egregious to me to try to get to a 6 mana card and then proceed to create tokens after you've done that. Like, oh, you untap this, you windmill slam the O'Hare, then you plus, and now you get a bunch of 1/1s. That's great. Just, you're never going to get away with that. So, and the Pearl Medallion seems pretty impactful here, and it's the only one I don't have. So we're burning it. We're burning the old wild card on it. So, all right, see what happens. If it was 2 or greater, we're happy. Yeah, flowering is just probably better, but I mean, they're both kind of the same. You could just run both. It's totally fine. Just not sold on it. Okay, my opponent, for some unusual reason, did not cast their commander, and I have no idea why. Is it Ophelia? Nope, they just didn't cast it. Kind of weird. Land tax. Alright, let's blow up this so I can then kill their commander at some point. Although, maybe that didn't matter, because protection from white actually doesn't solve my opponent's problems. Let's play Smithy? Or do we just cast a Ketra? Let's just cast this. It looks funny. Could I have held off on a land? Probably. Chat, is my opponent alright? Are they doing alright over there? What's going on over there? How's Light-Paws not in play yet? What's going on? Ward 2? Alright, well, I guess if I don't die, I can just, I don't know. Well, that was a little weird. Okay, so I can exile their commander. It's Ward 2, right? Oh, it's Ward 2 twice. It is Ward 2 twice, but I mean, if I don't, I lose the game, so... What'd they get? Double strike. Okay. So I can blow up one of those. I can do that. I probably should. Everything is horrible though if I do. No, let's just... Oh, alright. Wow. Cool, we did it. We actually did it, chat. I beat Light-Paws. I don't know why they went so long without playing it, but I don't think it would have changed that much. I mean, the first series of things would have happened just sooner. Never at any point was I in that game. Let's see, do I play... Yeah, we just play this and pass, I think. Sure. Yeah, I can make my creatures fly, but, I mean, I'm just dead. Opponent Cyclonic Rifts a token. That seems kind of insane to me. I don't really know what that's about, but you got it. I wouldn't have even worked, actually, if I... Alright, so let's play this. It's kind of an insane idea, isn't it? I mean, protection from blue, and then I feel like that's kind of crazy. I don't know. Feels a little crazy. Playing around a counter spell here. It would really be like Spell Pierce and Wash Away. Okay, I have to do it again, but that's fine with me. Sure. Okay. Probably block the... Yep. Okay. And pass the turn. Opponent's at 10. We did just do a lot of out-of-nowhere damage. So I can deal with this for a single turn, and then it probably becomes a problem. They can't cast Cyclonic Rift next turn, so I like plussing here. Alright, yeah, we just sort of beat him up. That Cyclonic Rift was kind of insane. I don't know if my opponent forgot I could just get protection from blue and then trade with the token, or I don't know. I really don't even feel like I had to deal with it with my removal spell, but I mean, I might as well, right? So, yeah, very interesting. Alright. How come they don't have a mana drain in every color? Where's my double white mana drain? Is that too much to ask? Alright, they figured it out. They named Halfling, but they didn't play Halfling. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Okay. Still kind of weird. So, bloop. Alright, they need red and green. Oh, this is the turn, chat. This is the turn. We're going in. Don't you dare. Okay, they didn't. If they had it there, I think I would have just stopped streaming. I think I just would have just deleted my YouTube channel. Like, just all in. I'm not gonna let my opponent do things. Yep. Get wrecked. Get absolutely trampled. Dealt with the delighted halfling, and there goes the whole strategy. So, I could have also just blown that up, but I'm not sure when I start to do the 0. It's probably okay to do it this turn. This would be nice in play as well, the artifact side. That is not a mana rock. You have made a grave mistake, my friend. Actually, you know what? Both sides of this... Yeah, alright. We like both sides. Oh, well. There it is. Whoop-de-doo. Of course. Oh, look. Look who shows up. Just in time. Just in time for us to play the game. Alright, so... Actually, this might not have... I mean, I still would have liked to have it. Throwing Winter Moon in your decks? Yeah, I could actually just put Winter Moon. It's not a bad idea. It is a pretty good card in this matchup. But, I mean, I don't know. Ugin, again, everyone's like freaking out about Ugin. I don't... What are we doing here? So, 0, or do we... We most assuredly 0 in this spot. Yeah, we 0 here, for sure. That way, Ugin is, has just a tougher go of it, I think. So, them chumping with the token means I can probably hit Ugin much more easily, but I can still just lose. Though they kind of need actual spells to cast. They can't just cast Ugin. They actually have to cast spells. Alright, so they made that a little bit easier on themselves. Well, if their deck is full of 0 and 1s, that would imply that they had 0 and 1s that they didn't play until Ugin showed up, which I'm pretty sure is not too big of a deal, right? Also, my opponent is literally just dead, so... Alright, well, there you go. This is a perfect example. They had the ramp, but it's not fast enough. There's no sweepers. And while you're doing stuff, you need to cast this before you cast all like your cheaper spells to actually exile spam. And like the only turn that would have mattered is the turn they cast this and then made mana and then made other Vindicate effects. But they just didn't do that because they either didn't have them or I don't know what. But they would also have to have more than one. They would need a significant amount of ways to deal with my board, not just like one spell out of hand. And this is just way out of control, so cool. I wonder what my opponent mulliganed for. I wonder what. Let's find out. They went to 6. They went to 6 with no 1 or 2 mana card. Kind of bonkers, but alright. Surely there's a Cultivate in there. Well, not quite, but... I love how green strategies are better than everything else. No mana tithe. Not that it would do anything. I can tutor up another enchantment that might do something. I don't know. Not feeling good about this here. They can't steal anything out of my deck, really. But that's not the main issue here. Alright, they didn't steal anything out of their own deck, which is nice. Alright, so this is 5. I don't want this to die, so I don't want to play more creatures until I do this first, because I don't want my opponent to do it again. Let's play this. Alright, bajillion tokens. Opponent is facing down a 2-turn clock. Oh, silly me. So, can't do that. I can do this at least, I guess. Alright, so tokens, tokens, tokens. Tokens, tokens, tokens. Again, essentially facing down lethal. Can you activate this again? Oh, I guess you can, huh? Wait, can you? Huh. Yeah, I guess you can. That's weird. Alright, so ramp spell in not really anything again. Yeah, Atali has to hit like a... I don't even know. Oh, wait, they're not running a sweeper. That was the key to the archive card. Alright. Alright, Chad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, opponent. I shouldn't have yelled at you. Is there like a fog? Okay, I didn't think so. I don't know what they were doing there. That would have been crazy. I mean, we did get paused for reflections that one time not too long ago. But yeah, Atali's not hitting too many things really out of my deck at all. And the average hit out of the Atali deck is usually a ramp spell, and I disabled it. If they did not randomly generate a sweeper here, Wait a minute. Why did I think this was in their deck? I feel really stupid for saying that. I don't know why I said that, yeah. I mean, they're not even a white deck. They can't even play this. I don't know, it's just like... I was just looking for a reason to send the snooze emote, I guess. I don't know. I was just looking for my own problems. Jeez. So I can stop Ketramose with Humiliation. But Ketramose... Maybe just fine. Who knows? It's on your turn, right? Yep. I'd rather not lose Takasha's Welcome. But they have a lot of answers to it, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, Windmill Slam that Ketramose. That's all your deck does. There you go. There you go. So, bloop. Bloop. Actually, yeah, no. I'm always doing this. I should have swung first. Should have swung first. Because now they can block. Which, would rather not have be a thing. So I removed their ability to draw infinite cards, but I did give them a 4/4. I think the 4/4 is probably less bad for us. Humiliate. Reveals their hand, you choose a card from it. Alright, so I'm not going to Solitude in response. I don't even think Adeline is good anymore, so I don't think they should take it. They should probably take the Solitude. Wow. Alright, yeah, Adeline wasn't swinging past Ketramose, like, ever. So I don't think I would take that. I mean, Elspeth gives it flying, but still. Not really sold on that. I am sold on playing this. And I probably swing with the 1/1 here. Oh, no, no! Oh, the Mana Tithe. You're too late. Whatever, it's fodder for my, Wait, what is that land? Whoa. I've never seen that ever played. Cool. It's not Bajuka Bog, so it's a little weird, but I guess it gets the job done in some way, shape, or form. Alright, opponent's eating cards. Just setting up for their Ketramose to be an actual thing at some point, probably. So we swing with these three, flip Legion's Landing. Still hope Mana Tithe does something. Probably not. Wait, what? Exile, return it to the battlefield. Okay, so we just deal with that in response. Alright, little 1/1, you know what to do. You know what to do. I don't think I have a too crazy of an enchantment to get. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. We can get a Virtue here. And I'm going to cast this and use the Virtue token to draw a card on my opponent's turn. I think that's slightly better. I actually think I can do a draw-go game because I have Takasha's Welcome in play. I think that lets me do this, which is really nice. big if true. Sure. I think it's board wipe or bust, so... Like, I can just do this. I have formation. It's like Teferi's Protection. This surprisingly can't swing yet. How long do they fly? Till your next turn? Okay. Seal from existence. Alright, I mean, that doesn't solve any issue my opponent currently has, so... Actually just deals 1 damage to them. And they're dead on board. Okay. Can you get another card in exile? Nope. Alright, you're dead. Yep. Get schmieded. In that matchup. Speaking of misery, this is mono white. I mean, mono white. Mono red Perforos. Impact Tremors. That is a little weird. So we're going to play... I think I'm going to play the backside of this. This actually seems really good in this specific matchup. Alright, apparently this is a Goblin deck. I didn't expect that. I will exile this. That is one of the better Goblins. And we will play this, yeah. It reduces Impact Tremors to 0, right? That seems rather useful. Yep. Can still just die out of nowhere, mind you, but we'll see. Assault one, or whatever it's called. The Sneaking Shell? I can't remember the name of it. Alright, so it looks like this is going to save me quite a lot of life. Looks like it will do that. Alright, infinite clue tokens that I'll never have the mana to pay for. And, yep. So they gotta kind of go over my head here. How come I don't reduce this by 1? Oh, because it's 2 damage. That's why. It's not Vigilance, is it? No. So I have to deal with Cranko for a multitude of reasons that I shall not explain. And then we do this. We do this. We draw 1? When do I... Let's see here. Do I make more tokens? I cannot swing. Maybe I can. Okay. I think I have to swing here. I mean, it's kind of insane to not swing this turn, so I should probably swing. They should give me treasure tokens, because it does, as it stands, it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Right? So it kind of makes sense to do that. Oh, come on. Really? What a ridiculous way to lose. That's nonsensical. Well, sometimes that happens, I guess. Oh, wait, am I dead? Hold on. No, wait a minute. I'm not dead. Alright, yeah. I'm not dead. They gave me a treasure. I forgot. The quad treasure token. I can just gain life. No, 18. So it saved me 18 life over the course of this game. This saved me 18 to 20 life in this game. That is absolutely bonkers. That's the most I've ever seen that do. But yeah, we exile this and then we block that and we take 4 and then they're dead. So, cool. Wait a minute. If I blocked I would have only have taken... No, I wasn't dead. Chat, if they didn't give me treasure tokens, I actually did not need the Wandering Emperor to stay alive. I didn't need it. Because I reduced the attack by 1. So I take 4, 5, 6. I was at 11. Chump the Perforos. I didn't even need Wandering Emperor. Wow. That is kind of crazy. That is a crazy game to win. Oh, get orbed. Sometimes you just get orbed. Redain coming in clutch with the backside. Good old backside Redain. Did we add Wintermoon? We haven't seen it, have we? I did add it in the deck. I'm pretty sure it's in the deck. Kind of just haven't seen it. Oh, there it is, chat. Oh, there it is. Chat, there it is. There it is. Yeah, no, I'm going to play it early because, yeah, that's what we're doing. Good luck. No mana rock. Oh no, opponent can't do that. Can't do that. Need your mana rocks. Palladium Mirror. Not ideal. Let's not let that be a card, shall we? Man, this is... I actually feel bad for my opponent. This is like the most depressing thing I've ever seen. Wintermoon just utterly annihilating them. Can still lose though. I mean, it's possible. It's a thing that can happen. Opponent's sticking true to it as well. This taxes the important card by 2, which means it's probably never going to enter this game in any meaningful sense here. Alright, they get a waste. Or another waste. And a blocker. Oh, but I have reprieve. Haha. So 1, 2, 3. Let's play this. It'd be 6. No. We want to just play that. And draw. Draw. Play land. And I think I just pass. Or, I mean, I'd swing at least. I don't care whichever they trade with, it's fine. I think I have the resources to win the game at this point. Oh, excuse me. The Snoofles. I really commend my opponent for playing this out, though. Thought not Seer. No. Six, 7, 8, 9. Not lethal. Not lethal. All right. That poor Palladium Mirror. That poor Palladium Mirror. Tragic. And I can just let him play Thought Knot, right? This doesn't impact anything. I could have Minotithed it, but I'll let my opponent actually resolve a card. That's fine. Oh, our bastard cat. Look at that. Alright, they're done. Yeah, they're just dead here. I just give it all flying and they're dead. Yeah, so when that happens, it's kind of funny. Wintermoon just completely and utterly shuts down their entire strategy. I also stopped Palladium Mirror from doing anything. And with Redain, Ugin actually costs 9, so this is even harder to get through, right? I don't think I could keep that. Okay, I could probably keep this. I don't know. We'll see. Pock do be scamming. Oh, whoa, whoa! Let's do things the right way for once in our lives. There we go. Uh-oh, opponent doesn't have a land on top. Uh-oh, so I can reprobate this so that you're not drawing a land? Okay. Can just fly over my opponent's head, probably. Do I swing with the 5/5? Yeah, probably. Oh, wait. Has to swing with something else. 3. Yeah, we can swing like this now. It's a worthy trade to me. Wow, they flat out full stop. Do not trade. So, yep. I got nothing. Except lethal. So, I don't think they can play Pock. They do. Not sure what they're looking for. I don't think there's anything they can do from here. There's not enough mana. Yeah, it's just not enough mana. This is the fastest player I've ever seen. Crazy. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, still dead. Yeah, we just completely shut them out. Alright, we have rabble rousing for once, but we don't have anything for 8 turns, so can't play that anyways. This is a mold at 6. I don't know if I like this enough. Here, here, here. I don't know if I like this. Maybe I do? No, I don't think I do, though. I don't think I do. Let's get rid of probably this enchantment here. Okay. I'll probably Minotide, like, anything. Maybe. Oh, alright. Let's play... Yep, play this. It puts 2 bodies in play, which is what I like here. Looks like there is removal. Should probably just kill the Blade Splicer. I mean, excuse me, the 3/3. The Blade Splicer isn't doing anything. Okay, they figured it out. Cool. That makes a 1/1? Not gonna lie, I didn't expect that one. But, alright. What? Okay. Maybe that's not as weird as I think it is, but it definitely... I don't get it. Okay. This thing? When does this do stuff? Only on your turn? Okay. I have no way to gain life, so the pride isn't going to do anything. It would be insane if the pride got to trigger here, though. Just, can't. Sure. Ay, ay, ay. What does this flip into? It's a 3-4? That's all it is. Oh, I guess a 4-5 because of the enchantment. Come on. This is 7, so I just do this. Get rid of that. Oh, that's too late. That's also probably... Is that fine? No, 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 no. Recruiter of the Guard. Okay. Wonder if I could play that. Probably. It's not really that exciting, though. Well, that's a card. Is it better than other cards? No, I'm just gonna run this out. My opponent was afraid of it really heavily, so I guess I'll just cast it again. Seems fine enough. So we recast this, I guess? Alright, maybe we've actually stabilized here. We might have done it, chat. Might have stabilized. Knight of the White Orchid. And it actually works, too. Yep. Alright. Let's make a ton of tokens and hide behind the tokens and set up a 2-turn clock here. I don't really expect a sweeper out of a deck that's playing the cards that it's currently playing, so... Okay, I can certainly deal with that one. Yep, we did it. We actually just did it. What happened earlier in this game that made me feel really bad? They Get Lost, that was it. Yeah, Get Lost. They had a surprising amount of removal for... Really, I don't know what's going on with this one. I get how, like, it stops your opponent from attacking you, right? Like, I wasn't going to attack my opponent when this is in play, and I don't want to, like, give them cards to get out of it, but I don't think we swung a single time this game. I don't believe I put any damage pressure on my opponent, right? That didn't... Yeah, no, I didn't swing at my opponent at all this game, which is kind of crazy, but I guess I don't really have to, right? Eventually, the the board state was going to look like this, and then I have this to make it all have vigilance too. So yeah, it's just a 2-turn clock that there's, at this point I can easily just swing into this, right? Yeah, so yeah, we just never let this do anything. And if they're going back and forth with us in like a card to card situation, without their commander's support, I think mine will pull ahead, right? Because neither of us are drawing like more than one card a turn, and mine actually does something, whereas theirs requires I activate it, right? It doesn't do anything unless I let it do something. So, interesting. Okay, so I like this one. I guess I could say that for every single commander I've played in this set so far, they've all been pretty good. Even the ones I didn't think would be have put in decent results. I have had a positive win rate with all of them. All the Dragonstorm commanders I've played so far. This one is mono white tokens, which, you know, you say that out loud and you're like, you're never going to win a game, right? It's not even green white tokens, which, you know, green comes with quite a significant edge over mono white. And tokens are not really the best at anything. Like, just token strategies are kind of not great. But this one is pretty decent because it always comes with a token generator and a way to duplicate tokens on the same card. So you're not like playing Mondrak, let's say, and then you don't have any token cards. Or you're playing what's the other one? O'Hare, or somehow getting Anointed Procession in the command zone. Like, those things don't create tokens. This actually does create tokens. It doesn't create a lot of tokens, but the ones you make also become large because of the 0. Like, this is really the most ideal scenario. The static effect, the plus and the 0. This is probably where you want token strategies to be if you want them to be successful, especially in a monocolored deck, in my opinion. White or green or whatever. You don't really expect one in, like, black, but I guess rats count, maybe. But as a mono-white token strategy, this does all of the stuff you want, and it has a solid -3. It can just deal with pesky, annoying things that your opponent might have played, which is also just good. You know, you could forget it's even on the card sometimes because you're just doing the plus and the 0. But it's so noticeable to have all 3 things: token generation, doubling of the tokens, so token support of other token cards, and a way to make the tokens matter. You know, like, make them impactful, make them evasive and large. It's kind of crazy. It almost feels like it's like, if you read it and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool, and then you play it and you're like, oh, this is like a surprisingly efficient token strategy. It's doing everything you want tacked onto a single card. That is huge for the token strategies. So I would expect this to be one of the more played token commanders just in the whole of Commander, just because it does everything you want. With the maybe downs, Rizza Redeemed does have green. It's a lot slower, but I mean, I'm a fan of Rizza Redeemed, but I mean, this is really doing it for me. I was surprised of how efficient everything this was doing. Very surprising. The core deck was solid too. I liked everything. Winter Moon does have that scam potential. Maybe way more than it's ever had. I can see this card almost entering staple status, where you just put it in every single deck ever. Obviously not ones where you Winter Moon yourself, but but all the other ones. You can accommodate it pretty easily. Right? There's a lot of lands people play that they probably don't need to play, and they just feel that they're quote-unquote free because the Blood Moons, the Flood Moon, and the Winter Moons aren't all over the place currently. But if they are, I would expect to see more wastes out of the Ugin deck, for example. Because, again, a lot of their lands really aren't that amazing, and they're just playing them so they're not playing a bunch of wastes. But if Winter Moon is something that your opponents are going to be playing, you got to pay more attention to that, because there are so many cute lands that you don't really need to play, right? You really just, the one out of every 55 games that one tech land did something is not worth losing the one out of every 20 or so, maybe even 15 or so games that this gets you good. So you want to keep that in mind. The actual cards that create tokens in my deck, oh shoot, there were not as many as I could have ran, right? Like cards that this doesn't create a token for you, but like this doesn't create it. Actually, let's count them. This requires life, and I don't have life gain, so it has to like poke my opponent itself. This technically creates a token, I guess. This creates a token, but it also destroys the entire board at the same time. Yeah, okay, so there's actually not many creatures or cards in my deck that really create tokens. And that's another benefit of your commander creating the tokens, is you don't have to play random cards that just happen to create tokens, like Raise the Alarm. 2-mana card makes 2 1/1s. Like, oh yay, but oof, you're playing Raise the Alarm. It's nice to only play like the best cards that have anything to do with creating tokens, and then run the other, like the rest of your deck that's just the really good white cards that aren't super heavy in on the token thing. That is quite massive. I probably could have ran Portal to Phyrexia or at least Overwhelming Splendor. I think this deck could get away with it. We did have some form of mana generation, and I am a really big fan of Springleaf Drum, so I would recommend this card in a deck like this. This might be something a lot of people might not think about, but this is basically your colorless Llanowar Elves. There are plenty of creatures in here that you have no problem just tapping to create a mana, and that is pretty huge, right? If you ever have a creature in this becomes one of the strongest early cards in your deck. So, something to keep in mind. Mox is, I don't know, I saw Chrome Mox out of a mirror today. I don't like Chrome Mox. I think every card in your hand for a strategy like this, not all strategies, but a strategy like this, I'm not a fan of it. You probably could run it. This is a 5-mana card. I can see the reason. I just want to play this as soon as possible. I just really want to do that. So, Chrome Mox is definitely kind of all in on in a deck like this. But it does definitely feel bad getting rid of a card out of your hand to do that. Right, it's not free to do that, especially if the game goes into a resource battle back and forth. Then you're like, oh, my Chrome Mox is looking worse and worse each turn, but obviously the flip side is you just played 2 lands turn 1, which can just outright win sometimes, right? Just like Dark Ritual. So, I don't know, I'm not in on it. If it leads to games where I can't make footage for it for like YouTube or something, I'm little bit uninclined to put it in my deck, right? Now, I'm going to make an exception for Mana Drain because Mana Drain, Dark Ritual, right? But Ragavan and Mox, if Mox ends up becoming truly that thing, are just the ones I'm not super keen on playing normally. I had Brimaz in here for a well, actually more than a second, but it does pale in comparison to Adeline. Like, Adeline is just way better than Brimaz. Like, way better than Brimaz. But there is an argument to putting Brimaz in here anyways. It's 3 mana, it makes a token, it has a solid body, all that jazz. But, I don't know, it would have been cool to have both in play at the same time. But I ended up taking out Brimaz for, I think, it was Toby. Yeah, it was this, which is obviously way more in on the actual strategy. But Brimaz is certainly a card you probably could get away with. I've never drawn more cards than I did with Mentor the Meek this play session, so that was cool. And it's a testament to having floating mana actually matter, right? I'm not playing perfect curve all the time, especially with all these mana rocks. Like, it felt fine to just play this and invest mana to draw cards. And normally this is like one of the worst ones because the mana investment's pretty steep. You can do it more than once a turn, but again, you have to actually pay the mana each time. But this was definitely a deck where it felt pretty good. Doll Maker, this is the first time I've ever played with it. I think I messed up with this card in a game where I didn't leave up the mana for its ability. So that was something to think about. I wasn't used to playing with this, so I just didn't think about it. Fortunately, I think that game specifically, it didn't matter. I think I lost anyways. But, something to think about there. Just keep that in mind. This actually has text on it. Just a card that does not go into many lists, right? And yeah, that's about it. I liked this strategy quite a bit. It's funny to play a Nykthos in a token strategy because tokens don't create mana pips, but again, you don't have to play the 55 really not great MIDI kind of token cards just to get your token deck to work, because this does everything you want all in one card. So I think Nykthos actually works. I can play cards that have mana pips in them and, you know, have them stick around for a bit. It's really cool. So can recommend. So let me know what you thought about this list. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.